Hello guys, welcome to Daddy Share Space. So today on my way home from work, I gave my wife a call and I was talking to her and just kind of mulling some ideas around in my head. And I was telling her that I wanted to go ahead and pick up the Festool Capex 60, which is their 18 volt miter saw, and also that I wanted to pick up their 18 volt dust extractor. I think it may be the CT MIDI or whatever, 18 volt. And, after discussing this or whatever, my wife, she agreed. And so I was planning out, my purchases. And when I was in Woodcraft last time and talking to them, I asked them when the Festool TSV60 was going to come out. And they said October. And so I was like, okay. So I was kind of planning my purchases. I was like, okay, so I'll go ahead. I'll get the 18 volt dust extractor, and then I'll get the Capex 60. Either I'll get them together or I'll get one and then the other one. And then in October, I'll go ahead and, get the TSV 60. Well, Festool, first and foremost, I want to report a crime. All right. And that crime is Festool stealing all my money. That's the crime. So I go on Woodcraft's site today, and it seems that all of the new products that they've been talking about, they're all coming on September 6th. So these tools that are coming out, you're going to get the Festool TSV60, which is the one with the scroll, the scoring cut. So it's got two blades on that particular track saw. So if you're planning on picking that up, that's $9.99 for the track saw alone, $11.75 with a 75-inch rail. And then they're also releasing their battery-powered table saw on the same day. And if you're going to buy a bare tool, it's like $1,500. But if you're going to buy like the whole kit with the actual with the cart and everything that goes with it, it's like $2,000. And then besides that, they're releasing their reciprocating saw, which is $369. They're releasing the CSX 12 volt, which is, I think that's around $350 for the kit. They're releasing, I believe, the CSX, maybe the 18 as well. They're just a bunch of new tools that are coming out all at the same time. And, obviously I'm not going to get them all at once, but with this new revelation, I've decided that this is my plan. Obviously, life can change all kinds of things at any point in time. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to punt the TS60, since it's old, it's not old, but it's older now, into next calendar year, along with the dust extractor. Because I already, and my criteria for that is obviously I have multiple miter saws already. And I was also looking at getting the Festool, the actual 120, the Capex 120. And I was in my mind, because I've kind of got this systematic plan to kind of fill out my shop with Festool tools, and then over time I'll kind of move away from some of the other brands that I have. Just to kind of get myself in the system and have everything working out properly and being able to set up proper dust extraction. So that's, the gist of that. So my plan for getting the the Capex 120 went out the window, because I was thinking, if I get the 18 volt Capex, I can take it outside and use it along with the 18 volt dust extractor. But then when I'm looking at making purchases, typically I like to start at the top so that everything that you buy afterwards is, cheaper. With the exception of the Festool Contoro, which is, like $3,500. So what I'm looking at here is, I think on or around, September 6th, when these new products are released, I think I've decided I'm going to go ahead and probably get the actual 18 volt table saw, the whole set. And then I also think I'm going to go ahead and get that TSV60 saw, because I was talking about that since it was actually released. And probably next calendar year, so that my wife doesn't leave me, that's when I'll look at the actual Capex 60, and also the battery powered the battery powered dust extractor. I am interested in the 12 volt drill as well, seeing that, but I just got the actual TPC, and I really feel like I'm kind of complete with my drills at this time. It doesn't mean that I won't pick up those other ones. I mean, after I make these bigger purchases, then I can kind of look at some of the smaller purchases that I've been anticipating making. My actual plan before all of this was, I had this systematic approach, because as I've mentioned, I was looking at the Capex 120, I was looking at the Capex 60, I was looking at the 18 volt dust extractor, but I was also looking at finishing my sanding line. And I was, as I spoke in my sanding video, the one about the Rotex 150, I was trying to decide on if I was going to get the ETS 150 and the Rotex 90 at the same time, or if I would get one at a time, or if I was going to go, the cordless route as well and get like the DTS, the DTS sander, the ETS, and also the RTS sander, so that I would have the option to go corded or cordless as well, in conjunction with the Rotex sanders and the ETS 150. To just kind of fill out that line. And my rationale for that is like, when I go outside to work, I can actually, take all the battery powered equipment outside and utilize that out there. And then when I'm working on the inside, I can choose to, like, if I do get the Capex 120, I can use that, on mains power with my my CT48 dust extractor, and the smaller one could be for all my battery powered tools. I could use it with my jigsaw, I could use it with my battery powered track saw, and obviously the battery powered sanders, or if I chose to, right? So if I was to get the battery powered lineup, that would give me the flexibility of being able to do things inside and outside. Obviously, I can run an extension and do things outside with the corded tools, but I just think that it may be a little bit more convenient using the cordless tools on the outside when I'm working outside, and then on the inside, leaning on the mains power tools. And that's one of the things I like about the Festool system, is by giving you the ability to actually plug your tool, whether it be your Capex, whether it be the TSV60, directly into your dust extractor, and basically when you turn the tool on, it turns on the vacuum, and having that solution, it's going to help me keep the dust down. Right now I haven't been using it to its full potential, because I'm always moving things around and trying to get the shop in a functional, basically creating a functional workflow. And right now I just don't have it. Like, I actually took off the actual dust port on my KEB TS55 track saw, and I thought I put it in the sustainer, but maybe I put it in the wrong sustainer, I don't know. And I was using the dust bag, and of course the dust bag got full, and so I took it off to empty it, and I laid it down. And I don't know if your shop's like mine, but sometimes you can have a whole lot of things going on and things just look really busy, and you could put something down and it just disappears into the background, and so when you go to look for it, you just can't find it. So when I was building that door for my gate, I couldn't find it. And sometimes when I come home, or if it's on the weekend, I get this VAPS, and I'm like, I'm going to build something, or I'm going to finish a job, and if I can't find my dust mask, if I can't find my eye protection or any of that stuff, I push forward, because I have limited time in the shop, and I know that every moment that I spend in the shop, I'm growing my skills and I'm getting better, regardless of what anybody else may think. I'm feeling more confident with my tools. I'm feeling more comfortable with my tools. And I will say, though, I do, with the approach that I'm taking now, and this is a learned approach, I do kind of wish that I would have spent more money in the beginning and just started out with the Festool system and kind of stuck with that system, because it works together, versus, buying a DeWalt tool here, a Milwaukee tool there, or whatever tool here. Simply because, well, I mean, the reason why I started off like that, I started off with the Ryobi because I wasn't sure if this was going to take. I say a lot in my videos, I've always been a DIY guy. The thing is, even though I've always been a DIY guy, I would kind of just take what I had or just buy what I needed to solve the job, whether it be changing a radiator on a car or fixing some kind of drywall thing. I would just buy what I needed. I didn't think from a professional standpoint. I didn't think from a repeatability standpoint. And so as I've kind of shifted, I still on occasion will play a video game here and there, and I'll, watch movies and stuff like that. But for the most part, I'm trying to be as productive of a person as I can be. And so I'm either trying to learn about woodworking, practice woodworking, learn about SketchUp, practice SketchUp, learn about video editing, practice video editing, and bringing all these things together for my own self-improvement, but then also, possibly being somewhat of an inspiration to other people that may consider these things that started out where I'm starting out, which is at zero and trying to build your way up. So yeah, just a little ramble video, just talking about the fact that, kind of giving you an idea of where I'm going as far as with my next purchases. So I'm looking at around September 6th. I'm not going to pre-order any of these tools because I did pre-order the TS60 from an online realtor, which I'm not, bad mouthing anybody. So I pre-ordered it, and it seems to me that the company probably had way more pre-orders out than they actually had tools coming in. And so when the day of release came, I contacted them and I'm like, hey, what's up with the tool? I don't even see it as being shipped. And they said, oh, it's about 2 months out. And I happened to look at my local Woodcraft and they had it in store. And so I canceled that pre-order and I just went in store. So that's my plan, is on September 6th, when I get off of work, I'm going to be headed right over to my local Woodcraft, and I'm going to be picking up that CS50, I believe that's what it's called, table saw, and also that TSV 60 track saw. So be looking out for those videos to come up here in the near future. Some projects that I have that I'm planning on doing. I actually bought this kind of like a, I don't know, kind of like a canopy thing to go in the backyard, so when I'm outside, the sun's not beating down on me. We actually bought 2 of them, and I kind of got them budded up and just kind of out there temporarily. And what I'm thinking about doing is taking my whole idea about making the mobile walls that I made, which I made too many of them. I had to tear some of them down. But I want to make a mobile French cleat wall for outside. Not sure how I'm going to finish it so it doesn't just like deteriorate and weather, but my thought process is like if I make it small enough and narrow enough, I can kind of roll it down the walkway to the garage, and I can actually take whatever tools that I have on French cleats that I'm going to be using outside and just hang them on this rolling French cleat wall, and then roll that French cleat wall out into position outside. And that French cleat wall will do 2 things. Number one, it'll hold the tools up, so I'm kind of having like an outdoor shop, but then it will also kind of give a degree of shade and a little bit of privacy from like say if neighbors are looking over the fence or something like that when I'm working outside. So that's an idea that I have. I was also thinking of possibly moving my lumber storage to outside. If I can come up with a way to kind of cover it, to kind of keep it protected from the elements, that would free up some more space in the garage. Since I want to try to keep this video fairly short, I'm going to wrap it up here, and I'll just probably make some more shorter content videos to kind of give you an idea of what I'm doing, and then also talking about other things that that I find interesting. All right guys, thanks for taking time to watch the video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.